Alright folks, hello and welcome to another Bruise Day Tuesday. Yes, it is time for Green-White Reclaimer and oh Chief, you're right on time. Welcome everybody from Chief's stream. We're about to throw some spice on that food. Yes, Collected Company. Yes, Stylus Trackers. Yes, Knight of the Reliquary. And of course, today we're gonna be trying out Elvish Reclaimer as well. Oh, my viewers left because I was playing Pioneer. You know better than that, Chief. You know better than that. Of course, we're bringing in Dryad and Skyclip Apparition into the mix. Raminep Excavator and Corsair Crufix clear the rest of the 3-drop suite. And the random Scavenging Ooze is here. this is the best things that I figure out to kind of tie things together. Of course, the idea here is going to be to go turn 1 Mana Dork into, or turn 1 Reclaimer into turn 2 3-drop, or activate Reclaimer. Those are going to be the possibilities that we're looking to enact here. Collected Company, of course, is the big card in the deck. But yeah, I tried a similar list last week. I was playing Stoneforge Mystics. The Stoneforges were just terrible. And we could also play stuff like Voice of Resurgence and nonsense like that, but you know, I'd rather just play the good 2-drops and more 3-drops, or you know, just hold up mana to activate Reclaimer onto. The sideboard is a little bit all over the place. Path to Exile against the aggressive decks and stuff like that. Orc Champion versus Prowess, Burn, etc. Shadow. Reliquary against Heliod. Dayside against Heliod. Archon of Emeria and Idol of Rhetoric against spell-based combo. Mind Sensor against, decks where Mind Sensor is good. You probably know which ones those are. A Knight of Autumn against aggressive decks and decks that play Blood Moon, or decks that play Ensnare Rage, etc. Entertain me for a second. Hardlist value 10 with Elvish Reclaimer, Dryad, and Dread Presence. I don't know what you expect me to say there. I mean, is it something that I have done? Probably. I haven't updated this list in a really long time though. What do we got here? Yep, I like this. Turn 1 Serum Visions with a very, very weird art. So I think I'm gonna go turn 1 Birdie here. Now that we drew the Dryad, this means that we get to go Dryad into Knight of the Relic, Dryad into Reclaimer, which is nice. The downside of this, obviously, is the fact that Reclaimer... Oof. Goif? Excuse me, what? And this is really solid. Let's not get into that, Tribal Master. I appreciate it. What do you got, opponent? It's pretty strong. Okay. Is this Rock Delver? I don't know. But my opponent just Archmage's Charm my Elvish Reclaimer, which is not a bad play at all. Speaking of not bad plays, how do we like this play right here? Do I want to make this a 3/3? I think I just want to cast this Knight here, and then we can hold on to this for controlling the top of our deck with Corsair. I think we're looking pretty good here. That was a pretty strong turn. Steam Vents for Bolt is going to be rough though. Oh, they let me untap with Knight. Okay. Have you tried the 80 card year on title list that was on Twitter a few days ago? No. Not a coincidence. Cryptic counter draw. Oh, I had to play my land first. Whoops. It's okay. Ping you. And another one. And ping you. And 1, 2, 3. And fetch again. Take this one. And ping you. And play this again. And Valak at you. This is fun. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. Are you having fun, chat? Because I think I'm having fun. That was nice. Do we want anything at all against my opponent? Or do we just present the same? I guess that they could be playing Blood Moon. Like it wouldn't surprise me if they were playing Blood Moon. I guess that we have Skyclave for that though. I don't want Path. I guess I'd rather have my 1-drops. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna submit the same. Busted deck is busted. I'm exposing it to Evolve, but I kind of feel like I have to, yeah. Because that's gonna get me eventually, and I'd rather just do this and get my Reclaimer bolted instead of getting my Knight bolted. So we can make Knight into... Oh, fuck. I should have played the fetch land. Like, if my opponent has Ashiok now, we're gonna get super owned. Oh, that was bad. Okay, opponent doesn't have Ashiok. Good for us. So, fetch for basic planes. Seems like a sick direction for Reclaimer. It is interesting for sure. It is different. It is very, very different. It is very, very different. Chandra. That's not something I was expecting to ever happen. This is just messed up. We have to be very careful with the moto thingy now. So stupid. I think that this is the best combination to be getting there. What does this deck do with Reclaimer? Do we have FS? I don't know what FS is supposed to mean. Not bad. Attack your Chandra. I'm okay with this. Get that out of here. Play this thing. Here we go. Oh, Flagstones. How is FS Flagstones? And to answer your question, yes. Yes, we do have Flagstones. They did have Bloodman, look at that. Flagstones. Okay, sure. That wouldn't probably make too much sense to me, but if it makes sense to you, that's fine. Clearly not a needed question. I was asking if you had fat stacks. That's a good question, and the answer is, unfortunately, a resounding no. God damn it, why is this deck so great? I'm not gonna attack with the Dryad though, because if my opponent has a Bolt, they get to kill my Dryad for free. So here, before blocks, I'm just going to throw a company at their face. What about splashing red for Ren in my company deck? No, thank you. Makes company worse, makes the mana worse. It just makes the entire deck worse. Also, I'm not sure you folks understand how insanely fun, how insane amount of fun I'm having right now. I don't think that the amount of fun that I'm having right now, it's actually coming across through the stream. Like, did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see what just happened that game? It was never close. It was never close. Not even remotely close. There was not even a conversation being had. It was just astounding. I could have sworn I saw you saw this deck was dead post-ban, or did I make that up? Oh, me saying that the deck is banned. On Summon 10, thank you for the follow. I mean, I don't know what you mean by this deck. Like, this deck is like nothing we have seen in years. Township plus Coco with Reclaimer to fetch it seems so hot. Yeah, of course. Like, that's the point. We have like a couple of one-off. This is the original list that was taken into account was, of course, like a green-white company list from like 4 years ago or something, right? So Knight of the Reliquary, a bunch of one-drops, you know, but what I did is I added 2020 cards to it. So I added Dryad, I guess this was actually 2019, but the shell and the core concept is basically the same. But like apparition means that now your companies are just so much better than they used to be, because before your companies could be you know, you were playing like Path to Exiles, you were playing a bunch of mana dorks and stuff like that, so your companies could actually be whiffing a lot more than you would be comfortable with, you know what I'm saying? So now our removal is just part of our deck, which is nice. Fetching a basic planes. I know I'm playing Knight into potential Bolt mana, but I don't think I can just time walk myself, right? Would have been great. If I had drawn another fetch land, I would have waited a turn. And I would have played the knight as a 4-4, but... I thought it was Green-White Reclaimer Titan. I tried making Green-White Reclaimer work, and it just wasn't very good. I mean, it's not like it wasn't very good. It just needed a lot more work, basically. I just didn't have the time. I just couldn't spend enough time to work and make all of the adjustments that would have needed to be done. Also, we just naturally draw one of our 2 Scavenging Oozes. Like, this is... just naturally drawing this Kusi. It's not bad. They're also super far away from the rocks. Ooze. Eat your Bloodghast. And we can leave the Oxen in there for now. Dobai Blake thing will follow. I've spent 4 hours playing this deck, and the biggest hurdle I run into is why I play this over Heliod. Until I solve that question, I'm not buying this deck. Sure. Do whatever fits you, big monkey. You can buy or not buy whatever the hell you want. There's no Bujukubo in the list. We can't block him. I'm trying to think whether I want to eat my opponent's Sting with Imp. I think I do. And I let them Dredge Loam. No, they found another Stinky. Brutal. Well, punished. So I guess we're just gonna eat one of the Narcomoebas. Oh, I should have sacked this. I need more resources. That was just stupid. I don't know why I did that. I just wasn't thinking. My intention wasn't to act like this is Shark Tank until XYZ amount. No, my point was, what do we have like match? It's just a different deck. Like, what is, like, why is Dredge better than Heliod? Like, why is Samuel Titan better than Heliod? It's just like, they're just different decks. They're gonna have different matchups, and like, I never said that this deck is better than Heliod. Like, all of the decks are worse than Heliod right now. Heliod is the best deck in the format by a significant margin. So I think, like, if you're looking for reasons for this deck to be better than Heliod, you're just drawing death, because you're not gonna find them. Like, this deck is worse than Heliod. And it's fine. Like, I don't care if this deck is worse than Heliod, because I don't want to play Heliod, so. They want me to opine philosophically. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it just doesn't make sense, right? Like, looking at the deck from those sides just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm explaining why it doesn't make sense. Or trying to, at least. I guess I'd rather have Apparition instead of, like, Raminaps and Trackers. Like, Raminaps and Trackers just seem bad. The rest is kind of fine. My idea is, like, this deck plays green-white, we play green-white, Heliod plays company, we play company. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Red-green Scape Shift and Amulet both play Summoner's Pact and Primeval Titan. It doesn't mean anything at all. I think I keep this, right? If my opponent has a Nuts opener, then we're gonna get owned, but The trouble I had to go through to let go of that red wing pile of garbage. I mean, right now it's actually playable, so maybe you want to pick it back up again. Because it's finally playable again. Lava axe, whatever, like lava something. They play a 2-card combo, we play a better 2-card combo, exactly. Reclaimer plus Flagstones. Significantly better than Heliod plus Spike Feeder. Opponent really unsure of what to do over there. I think I'm playing around Blood Moon. It's basically free. They're gonna have the axe, whatever. Why are they doing on end step though? Yeah, that makes no sense to me. Ugh, Conflagrate is brutal. Conflag is gross there. It's basically Time Walk. Plus enable their future turns. At least that the rest of their Dredge wasn't particularly great. But if they Conflag and they kill my Noble, that's a big deal. Our best top deck is probably Scavenging Ooze or Dryad. One or the other. So many cool tricks with Flagstones. I love the card, yeah. Big fan. What do you got for me, opponent? Just gonna Conflag here. Yep. Pitching second Conflag. Remember when I said what my best draw was? Remember when I said what my best draw would be? That's the one that I was talking about. Stinky. So opponent has Imp plus 2 unknowns. No blocks, you got me. They let me untap. Main facing this in case we find Courser, right? I guess that's another good reason. Always yes. Always yield, yes. Land and land. Nature's Claim. Imagine this with field. Yeah, for real. So they found Loam. Loam means that they're getting back Bloodghast, but they're not getting back the other thingy. So they are setting up Conflag though, which is problematic. Loam gets Mesa ×2 and Crypt. That's Blood Crypt. I'm comboing first because we might find a Dryad and that just wins the game. Lord Bourbon Jr., thank you for that follow, appreciate it. How many adventurous impulse are we running this list? The perfect amount. How is this deck going? So far so good, I'll say. So far so good. Why play Impulse over Oath of Nissa as well? I've been wondering that for so long. Oath of Nissa is potentially grows your opponent's Tarmogoyfs. That's the only real thing. 5010 Dream is still alive. Kind of. Did I just save Reclaimer? I don't know. I hope I did. I mean, as long as I continue drawing like this. Should I have played Reclaimer on one? Well, the answer is no, because my opponent will just play a tap land. I'm playing Knight here because basically it forces my opponent path to exile, and I don't. There's no need for me to expose it, right? If this were an untap land that would allow me to like Dryad into what's his name, that would be a lot better. But I think I'm getting path here. I guess I'm not. But now like I have Tracker and I can get value from Knight of Reliquary. I can go get Flagstones with Knight, which is also pretty neat. Never mind, it was obviously correct for me to go for Dryad. Untap land, please. Easy. I think it's important to kill the Teferi because that allows my opponent to instant speed Wrath. Foretold card number 1. Path to exile, you say? Path to exile plus miss land drops. Man, I've seen these lists and they are running like 24 lands or something, and I'm just like, what are you folks doing? Like, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing that to yourself? Of course you're gonna miss land drops. Guaranteed value. Now the reason is, do I play her into Verdict or not? I think I don't play into Verdict. There's literally no reason. Like, my opponent needs to answer my board as is. So, what's the average land count? The average land count that people play is, it should be like 25 or 26, but some folks are playing 24, which I think is just ridiculous. And he's just begging for things to not work out, I guess. Really depends on the deck, how many lands you play. If you're playing blue-white, you should be playing a considerable amount of lands, like more than most people play. I always lean towards more lands. I do, yeah. But in your control decks, like, you need to hit your land drops. Like, you just have to. So this is guaranteed 2 clues off the tracker. And And now we don't even need to deploy anything onto the board because we're gonna be spending, we're gonna be spending our mana just casually drawing 2 cards or 3 cards. 1, 2, yeah, just 2 cards. That was exciting. Reclaimer top tier. I've broken it just for you, Stabs. Flying away control isn't good without card like Sphinx's Rev. Sure, but like if you're playing your cantrips and you're playing powerful spells like Cryptic Command so that doesn't happen. You're gonna be losing more games to not hitting your line drops than to flooding. That's what I'm trying to say. This sucks. One drop. Reclaimer off the top. Here the math isn't hard fact on, it's all I'm saying. I mean, it's a matter of just playing the matches, right? It's a matter of just playing the matches and seeing what is going on. Like, what are you losing to? And not hitting land drops is very often like the #1 reason I lose to. What are they splashing green for is what I'm interested in knowing. Like, what is so good in their deck that it's worth splashing green? Veils, but they have basic forest. Like, this is a very bad card in your Cryptic Command deck, right? The whiff with Narset? What's the play here? Because we can get rid of both walkers here. And deploy the Hierarch. I think that's the play. The problem with the line that you're suggesting, Konana, is that it plays into instant speed verdict very like face first, right? I want to get rid of both walkers because I really want to make sure that my opponents, if they are clearing the board, which is the only way that they can win, I want them to do that main phase. So they leak here, but now I killed their big Teferi. I can pay. I can pay for this mana leak if I want to. Is that better than clearing Teferi? I don't think so. I think I'm actually in much better shape if I clear this Teferi than if I resolve this Raminap. Is this a Wrath? Baby Death. Think they're gonna feel the Valakut? Fine. How many bets for you to throw a game against me so I can impress the ladies? It's a good question, Stabs. Probably not that much, honestly. Most of the time I'm just throwing games for sport over here. Guess I should have played the Scavenging News, shouldn't I? It's not a big deal. Very interesting. This is why I subs, because you care about people. I'm a people person, what can I say? Definitely a people person. Land off the top, fetch land. The unluckiest. The actual unluckiest. If we untap, we can go squatter ourselves to trigger, but probably not interested in doing that when my opponent has an active colonnade. Heyo! Colonnade feeling frisky. I'll attack your Teferi. That one. I'll attack it. Let me attack it. Let me do it. Can you make new art colonnades popular? I have one and could use your market manipulation abilities. Oh, yeah, sure. I was playing one copy in my control deck the other day. Did that not spike the price astronomically? I assume that it was a matter of seconds for the price to spike after that such a powerful performance. Still no idea why my opponent is not playing blue-white control. It seems like their mana base could use the help. Why can't we pop the Ghost Quarter? Because we don't need to. Tap all creatures, draw a card. Really? That's your plan? Really hope they play something green before losing and don't leave us in suspense. Yeah, Why the green mana? I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Now I'm gonna pop the Colonnade. But if my opponent is using their entire turn to do that on this turn, like that's probably a good deal for me, right? So there's no real reason for me to get rid of the Colonnade. My opponent can't path, snap path because their mana base is a mess, so I'm just gonna use my mana efficiently here and just cracking clues, solving mysteries, collected companies. Yeah. Yeah. We played a land this turn, so I'm just gonna pass. Obama meme, right? Keep your secrets, OP. We didn't even want to know. We didn't even want to know. It's okay, opponent. We don't even want to know why you were splashing green. Real mystery is why people gave up on Knight. I missed you. I really missed you. Response to your concession, I cast Collected Company. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like this hand. I haven't played against this opponent in a while, but back in the day they used to play Ponza. I guess that they are still set in their ways. I think we're doing this. I'm valuing the Remnant higher than the Then the tracker. Red and ticks. Well, that's dead. No, don't have a bolt. Wow. Opponent confirmed Laxac. Opponent confirmed Laxac. Their crown. When it's women, you can have green white company. Yeah, whatever makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy will do. They drew a bolt. No, they drew a green source. For the elf. This is kind of rough, honestly. Why have banana when monkey can have cardboard slices? Exactly, whatever that means. Farron, can you send me 306 in the middle when I try money travel, but it's very expensive for some reason? I can't do that steps, but what I can do is I can tell you that if you're planning to make any purpose of paper cards, you can support the stream for free while you do so, whenever you use that link that you see on the screen right now. Did that help you? Blood moon. It's like a moon of blood. Didn't even want my lands, opponent. Pfft. Got him. Silly opponent thinking I need lands. So Skyclave Operation would be really hot right now. It's a fine combo. 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 Oh, it's not bad. All right. We are doing it. Man, here I'm a crab without a podcast. Do you know any good ones? Speaking of podcasts, man, I got a pretty good one for you. It's called Titan Talk. We discuss all things Titan in Titan Talk. It's very unfortunate. Does the one life matter? Probably it does. And I'm gonna find the planes here because we could draw Skyclave. All right, I'll give it to you. My opponent's doing stuff. My opponent is doing some stuff. Don't really have good attacks yet. I'm gonna lie, some part of me wished if F-Poggers was a thing. Yeah. I was considering F-Pog champ. Corvo Score 92, thank you for the follow. F-Pog champ was basically a consideration. That sucks. Because that probably means that they have a bolt to kill my knights. That's a lot worse than a bolt to kill my knights. A lot worse for us, that is. So if we find apparition, we win though. If we find an apparition off the top, like we literally just win. Ask and you shall receive, etc., etc. You know the deal. Have you ever not had it, chat? Have you ever not had it? This makes me happy. This makes me happy, chat. Hey, Dayside actually relevant in this matchup. You love to see it. I think I'm just cutting all of my 1-drops. Oreo champion? Guess? What I meant to do against such reckless whitelisting? Just give up. Just don't even worry about it. Is Dryad of Tig Tony Montana because say hello to my little friend Pew Pew Pew? Yeah. This hand feels okay. Again, what we want is to make sure that our mana is gonna work. Giant would suck, but Clothis. I guess I want to grow the knight first. Oh, but if I find a Dryad off of this company, we get to sack the flagstones. That's probably still correct to do this. Probably don't want to draw a path. See some pyro. I guess we don't want to draw that, so I'm just gonna shuffle. Unfortunate. Dayside. So whatever they attempt to eat, I just eat and I deny them the mana, or the like. I just basically blank the kill this. Green white control, baby. Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Okay. I demanded 5-0. I'm gonna try. Honestly, it's pretty exciting. Brutal. What if I just go face? We attack with everything at them. They have to chump here, probably chump or double block here. I think we just go face. We can throw everything at Chandra. That means that they throw their entire board. Yeah, I guess attacking everything at Chandra is just better. The only issue is that like another Season Pyromancer is just insta board presence again. We are going to have an Orc champion at that point though. And the champion is going to be pretty tough for my opponent to get rid of. And we can start growing it with Gavity Township. Because I don't want F6 just in case. Blood Braid into what? Blood Moon. Come on, no! F's in chat for me. F's in chat for me. So they can double block probably on one of these, but then the Chandra dies. Champion is even in paper at the moment. Anyone else members when it was a block rare from Silly Sun Sisters? I actually bought 2 champions because I was testinating Green White Reclaimer and then I cut them, but I just bought them anyway. And now I can feel very smart about it. That's gross. That blood moon, that blood right into blood moon was just devastating. we're in the same situation that we were earlier, right? Where if we find an answer, if we find what's his name, we're probably gonna be in really good shape. Maybe I shouldn't have shuffled the day side. In the moment, I think it made sense to shuffle it away, but maybe it just wasn't a good idea. Yeah, Clothless is a major pain in the ass. They also have Season Pyro in the graveyard, which is also a big deal. But they decide to play the 4-3 instead. Something good. That counts. Yep, that counts. That certainly counts. This seems worth. So much on the line, right? Validation! Validation on the line! My favorite thing is that we played against mid-range, we played against aggro, we played against control. The only thing we haven't played against just yet is combo. Perfect thing, thank you for the follow. Playing against N-Weeks. I think this person plays Amulet if I'm not mistaken. Never mind. Nothing further from Amulet. They would play versus Blue Red Blitz already? No, we haven't played against Prowess. And we played against 2 Blood Moon decks and we beat them both. Yeah. N-Weeks is living that... just living that shadow life, I guess. That one-lander life, I guess. Very tempted to go squatter them, but like if it backfires, it's just absolutely devastating for us. So, oh, F's in chat for me, I guess. I think I follow Lud Masca 1. No blocks. We can make these knights into 5/5s. But I think it's likely my opponent has Fatal Push in their hand. And they just have not been able to enable it just yet, so... Yeah, no Blast Zone, unfortunately. We can grow both of these knights past 5/5s, though. And there's not too much playing around anything at this point, I don't think. So I can Ghost Quarter, double Ghost Quarter myself. This puts 2 cards plus 2 cards. We can make up to 7. Or I can get a fetch land. If we get a fetch land, that is 4, 5, 6. Seems like enough. But this way I don't have to cripple myself as much. If my opponent has anything, then we just lose. But if they don't have anything, then we win. So we lose to Dismember. Cool. I guess we win. Usually Reclaimer underperforms in this kind of matchup, so that's why I'm thinking of cutting him. And Tracker feels kind of slow. At least Genius is not great. On the draw, I don't like birds. I like birds a little bit more. On the play, I'm probably going to cut more birdies. This is kind of an interesting hand. Let's keep it. They're playing blue. So that's the secret. This is green. Weird how Angler would have been a beating there. Gurmag would have been pretty brutal there. Maybe they do have Gurmag in their deck. Does Flagstones mean you can't adapt? What do you mean? Lol. Drown in the lock. Well. Well. So I guess let's not take a picture of this. Actually, take a picture of this because this just makes things even better. Yep. Yep. I'm into it. I am into it. I also love how people were counting me out that game one. The perfect link doesn't know six. I played against 4-color Shadow, red-green mid-range, Dredge, Dredge, Rug, Blood Moon Control with Tarmogoyfs and like stuff on Blood Moons and stuff like that. And the other one was, I forgot, but we beat them fairly quickly apparently. They didn't put up much of a fight. Oh, blue-white, Bant control. So. I mean, the deck is perfect, right? Am I missing anything? Is there anything at all that is not perfect in this deck? I don't think so. I think that everything is just perfect. So, feeling very sad right now that I sold my copies of Elvish Reclaimer and MTGO. I still have 8 copies in paper. But still sad that I sold them on MTGO. I might have to buy them again. Also, this card is just so good. This card is just so good in a collected company deck. Like, holy crap, this card is insane. It's so good. Do you ever feel bad for taking all the trophies? I mean, honestly, I feel like I was kind of due at this point because I didn't get too many trophies during the whole Valky nonsense. Good night, Lithoniel. Have a good one. Skyclave is broke. Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, Knight has been very impressive. Knight has been very impressive. Like, she gets big so quickly. And once she's big, it's just like, eventually you're gonna draw a Dryad, and then, like, the game is gonna be over. But Knight. Yeah, Revoker is... So I just wanted a card for Heliod, basically. That's the short answer. Like, this is kind of medium. This is kind of medium. Like, these are like the super narrow kind of weird cards that I was trying out. But everything else has like a very straightforward reason. And we are, of course, prioritizing creatures, so that's why like half of my sideboard is creature. The only thing that is not creatures is stuff that effects that I could not find in creatures. Like, I'm not gonna play Fiend Hunter instead of Path to Exile, right? Like, when I want Path, I want Path. So Knight of Bottom seems less necessary with Skyclave. Skyclave doesn't gain life, so like that flexibility is why I'm playing Knight of Bottom. Like, we have more answers to Blood Moon and stuff. And we can bring this in against Burn and just like gain a burst of life out of nowhere. Just swing a race if needed. What point is Wizards gonna stop hitting cards around the problem and finally ban? there's never been. I'm basically like Lurrus, right? Like there's never been a power level ban in Vintage before Lurrus. Well, there's gonna be a power level ban for me. Just that red Leyland that makes it so opponent can't gain life. Just need one. You'll always get your number. Yeah, that's fair. Green white is easier than white white under the moon. That's also very true. That's very true. But like whenever you know you're playing against a Blood Moon deck, just like we did earlier today, like we played against Blood Moon twice, and we just prioritized getting basics. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like we have a million ways to work our way towards double planes. Not only the 4 fetches plus the planes plus the flagstones, but we can also use Reclaimer and Knight of the Reliquary to go get the basics that we need. And you just naturally end up with basics just because you're like just executing your game plan. But yeah, these are the weakest cards in the sideboard for sure. Mostly because they're super narrow, and like Fire Action Revoker is just not a great card, period. But like the rest of the deck, I feel like it's in a fine spot. Like I think that I like every card there. We could try the Spider. We could try the Spider, the 3-drop Spider, to find off Coco against Burn. Like that would be kind of hilarious, but yeah. All right. I guess we have found one more deck to start the rotations of decks that we see on this stream, right? Like remember at the beginning when I was playing Titan Vial only on Bruce-Day Tuesdays, and then slowly started, okay, maybe I'm gonna test a little bit of Titan Vial on a Thursday, maybe on a Friday. Maybe this deck can start to become a part of the regular rotation. But it felt strong. It did feel very, very strong. Like I didn't feel like what I was doing was below in power level to what my opponents were doing. Let me put it that way. I didn't feel like what I was doing was below in power level to what my opponents were doing. Even against Dredge, right? Like at one point it was just like, well, here's a Scavenging Ooze. Like, there you go. Yeah, Santos, we 5-0-10 though. It was fun. We're gonna add Vial? Probably not. Probably not. There might be a version of this deck that just does this switch right here, you know? Cut your companies, add 4 vials. Whew. Whew. Fire. Straight fire. Probably not. Probably not, but it's a cute idea. All right, sweet, awesome. Thank you so much for watching. This was a lot of fun. Like this deck is definitely in my wheelhouse. I am not gonna hide my excitement right now. This deck is very, very cool, and I'm very happy that we got a nice little 5-0-10-0. Saclios, thank you for the follow. Is it gonna be good value? It felt okay. Like the damage did add up in one of the matches that we played. The mana base can definitely be revisited, by the way. More Ghost Quarters could be needed. We were saying like the matchup against Tron, and like the original Value Town lists had actually a very good Tron matchup because you were playing 4 Ghost Quarters. So kind of by design you had a good strategy against Tron, and then now we're playing Dryads and Raminap. The other list was playing like a one-off Azusa, and it was just like a bad card in the deck, but it was just there as a random one-off. Now we can like lean into it a little bit better and just play 3 copies of play multiple lands a turn effect thanks to the Dryads, and we can, you know, double down with Raminap and kind of go off from there. But yeah, I expect Tron to not be particularly easy, just like it wasn't easy for like Green-White Reclaimer builds, right? This one is a little bit more centered around a land destruction plan, so maybe we have a better Tron matchup than regular Reclaimer, but like regular Reclaimer struggled against Tron. Like this was like their reason to play Tron was basically because it had, when Reclaimer was tier 1, the reason to play Tron. Like the only good matchup that Tron had, and the only reason that people played Tron was because of Reclaimer. Like Reclaimer shot on the control decks, and then Tron ate Reclaimer alive. Like that was kind of like the cycle. 4-lane Arbiter, yeah. Maybe that's the truth that we were missing. But yeah, the gameplay is gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna go live tomorrow at 4 p.m. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you're already watching it, so good job. It is already tomorrow at 4 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Hopefully you enjoyed this deck as much as I did, and you can certainly expect more content from this pile of cards. Thank you so much. Have an amazing rest of your day, and take care. Bye-bye.